What it do, peeps? It's the Beat Chef for Watch That Damn Tape. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. To my new subscribers, I thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you get something out of it. To my old subscribers, my day ones, thank you for helping me continue to push this platform and have this conversation about WNBA action. I told you it wouldn't take long before these players would start popping off. All you got to do is give them a microphone, give them a little social media access, and they're going to let you know what went on in that meeting. So let's just take a listen to Angel Reese, Breonna Stewart, Gabby Williams, and Skylar Diggins Smith, and then we'll chop it up when we come back.
This meeting was good for the fact that we could be in the same room as the league and the board of governors and that type of thing. But I think, like, to be frank, it was a wasted opportunity. Like, we could have really kind of gotten into like a deeper dive at everything. Ooh, I would create a 50-50 split of revenue share. Maybe 51-49 if I get to do what I want.
What we're fighting for in that CBA, I'll just say. What we're fighting for in that CBA, revenue share. We talk about that all the time. I'll leave it at that.
Especially being in that CBA meeting yesterday, it's very clear that the league wants to push away all other leagues without still paying us more than those leagues pay us. Again, like, it would make sense if they were paying us more here, but it still isn't the case even with the new proposals, and it's very clear now that they want to push Unrivaled out, push AU out. They want to do it as much as possible. So I think now more than ever, it's really important to push against these kinds of issues. Thank you.
I know that you've been pretty vocal about CBA negotiations and things that you guys are fighting for. What do you think is the most important thing now that you guys have met with the league and moving forward?
Yeah, yesterday was my first meeting in person, and being able to have the opportunity to face-to-face with the league. I think it was very important to have all those players there, more than 40, and just being able to see our faces because we are about business. It's bigger than me. No player is less important than me or more important than me. We are all here to fight for the same thing and what we deserve. Basketball and WNBA is all I know. And this is the league I love so much. And we're not going to stop until we get exactly what we want. And yesterday's meeting really woke me up to the eyes of we aren't getting what we deserve. And knowing that for a long time, and knowing over the past years the numbers that they were giving us, I'm like, wow, like, I didn't know all this stuff. And now being able to be informed, knowing that I can be more vocal because I do know more, and being able to have NECA as our president and to have so many great players that have representation, that know a lot and know what we deserve, is just really important. So I'm really happy to be a part of that meeting yesterday, but it did wake me up to a lot of things that I didn't know that was going on.
Folks, this is what's really the crux of all the problems with the WNBA. As you can see, and you'll see a recurring theme as we go through the rosters. Shout out to Her Hoop Stats WNBA salary cap database. Great resource for information. Brittany Griner, Brianna Jones, Jordan Canna, Alyssa Gray, Nia Coffey, Shatori Walker Kimbrough, all making great money. All unrestricted free agents in 2026. Tiana Pau, drafted in 2025, is a she's on a deal, 4-year deal with an option, or 3-year deal. Taylor Theory, which was their 2024 draft pick, she's still in her deal. Everybody else is pretty much a hardship signing. We go to Chicago, it's going to be the same exact thing. Ariel Atkins, Courtney Vandersloot, Rebecca Allen, Mariah Jefferson, all making good money. All of them unrestricted. The only long-term people on the roster really are Reese Cardoza from last year's draft, and Hailey Van Lith and Maddie Westbelt from this year's draft. Connecticut Sun, they're going to have a bunch of rookies. Top-loaded, Marina Mabry, Tina Charles, Lindsay Allen, and Nelson Adoba. Nelson Adoba's on the end of her rookie deal. Bria Hartley's on the end of her deal. Anissa Morrow, Sanaya Rivers, J.C. Sheldon, Leela Lacan, and Ryan Marshall are 1 year or rookie year players, 2nd year players, or 1st year players. That's the reason why they're still under contract. Everybody else pretty much has been a replacement player and or has been cut like Diamond DeShields. That's those teams. Okay, let's go to the Dallas Wings. Enrique making almost 250,000 a year. Misha Hines Allen, 203. Tierra McGowan, who used to start, coming off the bench now, 201. Dejanay Cairns at 200,000. Taisha Harris out for the season, making 100. Maddie Segrist just re-signed and just had an option picked up, so she'll be under contract next year. And she got a cheap deal. Smart for her. Smart for her. Not the greatest player, decent shooter, but she locked herself in, made herself at a good enough price to where she can stay on a roster. Keep employment. Of course, Paige Beckers, Isaiah James, and JJ Quinley, all rookies, all have deals well past the date of the lockout. Geeks Holder, another rookie, they got reserve rights on her. They got reserve rights on Yuri. And Haley Jones just signed from a hardship contract to the remainder of the season. Everybody else on the team pretty much got cut. Haley Jones got cut and got brought back. Latu King got brought in on a hardship. And Akiri got suspended. But as you can see, unrestricted free agents everywhere. Let's go to Golden State. Golden State, 200,000 for Tiffany Hayes, 112 for Kayla Thornton, Billings, Xander Lindsay, Fang Bailey, and Burton. And Burton's on a restricted deal, but they're mainly all unrestricted free agents. Carter Leite's on a rookie deal. Kate Martin's still on her rookie deal. Janelle Salon is a rookie, but they got the right reserved. Letitia A. Mayer is an unrestricted free agent. And Caitlin Chen was a draft pick who was cut and is basically an unrestricted free agent, but they got reserve rights on them. Everybody else is pretty much a player they brought in on a hardship contract. That's the reason why they're here. As you can see, Ariel Powers is here again. She was also with Atlanta. Indiana Fever. The real interest. Kelsey Mitchell, big money. Natasha Howard, Cunningham, Dantes, Colston, Lexi Hull on the end of her rookie deal. Brianna Turner and Aaliyah Boston on her rookie deal. And they already picked up the rights for her 4th year. Everybody else is unrestricted or restricted. You got Michaela Timpson and Caitlin Clark as the only players who will be under the contract past 2025. Katie Lou Samuelson, it was the Aces. Jewel Lloyd, highest paid player, 249. Asia Wilson with 200,000. Chelsea Young and Jackie Gray making great money. Kia Stokes making great money. Megan Gustafson, Nalissa Smith, Dana Evans, high earners, all unrestricted free agents. The only player is the rookie, the 2nd round pick, Aaliyah Knott. All of these players have been cut or released. And that's the Aces. And if you're starting to notice a lot of these teams with unrestricted free agents, and that's for a reason. There's a reason behind their madness. Dearica Hamby, 202. Kelsey Plum, 202. Azara Stevens, Ray Burrell, Julie Almond, Emma Cannon, unrestricted. The only players under contract are the ones that were just drafted last year. Cameron Brink and Rakia Jackson, and Sarah Ashley Barker and Sanaya Fagan, who were drafted this year. Everybody else has pretty much been cut. You see Latu King, she was also on the Dallas Wings roster. Mercedes Russell just got cut the other day, and Grace Berger got cut and got re-signed by a team. The Lynx, same situation. 214, Kayla McBride, Nafisa Collier, Courtney Williams, Alana Smith, the Heidemann, Bridget Carlton, Carly Samuelson, who just got injured her knee, or her leg, excuse me. Diamond Miller, they just picked up her 4th year option. Jessica Shepard's an unrestricted free agent. Shuja is a rookie, but she's suspended. Kozo is a rookie this year, and they still got her rights. Kluklandova, they got reserve rights on her. Everybody else has been cut. Badine and Peely. Peely just got cut. New York Liberty, same thing. High earners at the top. Stewart, Enescu, Cloud, Jonquel Jones. Remember Bethany Langley Hamilton? She hurt her knee in Unrivaled. Only played about 4 games, hurt her knee. So she got suspended without pay. But they say that Unrivaled has paid her salary. Sabali, on her rookie deal, still tied in on her option. Harrison, Burke, and Febich, unrestricted free agents. Foreign players, suspended. Reserve, Rebecca Gardner, Maureen Jonas, and Sherrod. Everybody else has been cut or suspended. Marquise Davis, she just got cut. Phoenix Mercury are going to be the same thing. Unrestricted free agency, and they have a lot of rookies. But look at the fat cats. Copper, Sabali Thomas, Kalani Brown, and Sammy Whitcomb. Laska, reserved. Suspended. Lexi held, reserved. Monique Okoye, she's a rookie. Natasha Max, a veteran. Catherine Westbeld is a rookie. DeWanna Bonner, we know she's a free agent sellout. And a host of players that they've had for hardships. Seattle Storm are going to be a high team with big veterans. 225, Gabby Williams. 214, 195, 186, 185. Lexi Brown, who doesn't even play, opted into her deal. Dominique Malonga's a rookie. Jordan Horston and Nika Mule are both casualties of playing overseas. Their contracts have been suspended, but they're still under contract. They don't like to talk about those people when they get hurt in those other leagues, but that's what Gabby Williams was alluding to. You see, Washington, 195, 170, Shakira Alston. They got a gang of rookies. Sonia Citrone, Kiki Irfin, Georgia Amore, a second-year player in Leah Edwards, and Lucy Olson, a rookie. Look how many people they got locked up under contract. Sakona, Melbourne, and Inkster, and they play heavy minutes. Coney just got released, but Melbourne and Inkster are contributors. Unrestricted free agent and reserved. See, that's the thing with this league. That's what they're hiding. Even though they all did the same exact thing. They all took 1-year deals going into this bargaining in hopes of cashing in on the other side. Now, they said a lot. The particular part that I want to focus on, because the 50%, to get 50%, they'd have to take 21% from the Wnba, 21% from the NBA, and get 8% from a private equity company. So basically, they want a cut of everybody's money. That's not going to happen. Breonna Stewart is smoking something. But the Gabby Williams part. The Gabby Williams part is important. I dropped a video earlier today, and I was talking about how Unrivaled really is a rival. Well, with that being said, what the players did, the players decided that they were going to all go into this last year and sign up for 1 more year under the current bargaining structure, with the hopes of getting a piece of the bigger pie on the other side of the new negotiation after the new contract is done. The only problem with that is this is almost like putting them in a X-Men Last Stand position, where you got to stand firm and stand your ground, because now you've given all the owners all the leverage. So technically, if you're a fan, you should be an exciting time, especially if you're an Indiana Fever fan. Just follow me. If you're an Indiana Fever fan, you more than likely want to see great basketball, and you want to see cleaned up basketball. Okay, so say they get better refs. Would you want the better refs to be refereeing these players? Or would you rather just have players that are in the league that are just playing basketball and have excellent refs? So the league's looking at it like this. Why would they invest in getting superb referees to referee and officiate some of these players that play like they're at Huntsville prison? You wouldn't. So the players have now backed themselves up to a cliff, and Magneto is the league is walking towards the cliff with a paper that says this is the deal. The players have nowhere to go, because even though Unrivaled is there, Unrivaled is not built to sustain 100+ players. It's just not. It operated at a loss in its first year, and it only played in one location. And it can't handle the amount of players that would be without a job. But you got to think about it like this. The owners, even if they sign a deal, the owners do not have to sign any of these players back. And that is the good thing. You should be happy about that in itself. You can get Alyssa Thomas out of here. You can get DeWanna Bonner out of here. You can get Brittany Griner out of here. You can get anybody on those lists of you can get anybody on those lists of players that we just went through out of here, because you don't have to employ them. That's the piece that the players are missing. You can get a contract. That contract can be for the people that are going to make it and for the future. But right now, you have almost put yourself in X-Men of the past while you're trying to be you're trying to do The Last Stand, and The Last Stand is going to be ugly. Magneto finna win this. Magneto's winning. But that's where it's at. That's what it is. That's the reason why they want that pay bump, because most of them are going to fat cat it. If you've ever worked at a job with a person that's been retired in place, the large majority of the WNBA is retired in place. So that's the reason why Gabby Williams said, she talked about the days of the week and how many days they want. They don't want to work, because I know the owners told them, we're going to increase those games from 44 to about 60. And eventually, they're going to be in 80 games. In the next 10 years, the WNBA will be playing 80 games. I don't know how they're going to get it schedule-wise, but that's what they want. They want 80 games. They want 80 games. And Gabby Williams, to a certain extent, is right. They do want to push y'all out to Unrivaled, because Unrivaled is constantly going and butting heads with the WNBA. Just like in that video, you're doing an all-star event at the same time as the WNBA, and you're trying to say that it's not a conflict of interest. Your wife is negotiating a contract for another league, and yet you have an event the same weekend with some of the same players from the WNBA doing events on a Friday for you, and then performing in the three-point shootout for Unrivaled. For the WNBA. You have players that are making appearances on Saturday for you and then playing in the All-Star game. It's a conflict of interest between the players and the executives on both sides now. So the league is sitting there like, hey, if we're going to hire new contractors, we're going to hire some people that got high character, great values, are not doing 72-hour blog shows with behind the scenes of their lives. They don't have to deal with it. And that's what the league is doing. The league is sitting back and letting the players kill themselves publicly, and they're going to continue to kill them privately. But that's what it is. These players, that's the reason why they keep talking about that money. Because they want a fat check going out the door. They don't care. It's not about the future of women's basketball. It's not about the next generation. It's nothing about what Angel Reese said. And that was the other piece. Gabby Williams and then Angel Reese. Angel Reese, even she said the same thing Courtney Williams said. It was like they're not getting the information, or they're not paying attention to the information. It's one of the two things. It could be both. But for Angel Reese to sit there at that podium and say, this was a learning experience, this was educational, I got to learn about, you shouldn't have went to the meeting. You should have been practicing layups. Period. Practicing rebounding. Period. Not at bargaining negotiations. But I told you, these players were going to start giving you tidbits into it, and Gabby Williams and Angel Reese, particularly Gabby Williams shed a huge light on it. A huge light, and it wasn't a good one. Yes, they want to force y'all out. They want to force all the bad apples out, and you help them force yourselves out by signing 1-year deals and banking on that you were going to get signed in 2026, because you can't force a company to hire you if they don't want to hire you. They can hire whoever they want. And that's why I said most of the WNBA players are expendable. Could be replaced easy. That's the reason why they want to limit and continue to limit players playing in other leagues, because it's bad for their investment. The number of players that got hurt in playing in Unrivaled and playing in Athletes Unlimited and playing overseas, it's a large number. And the Players Association knows that. And the league knows it. So there would not be any money. They're not going to pay you a ton of money to play in the W, and then you're still going to leave and go play overseas. You're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. There's not enough money to satisfy these women's hunger. Breanna Stewart basically said that we could do 50-50 or 51-49 if it was left up to me. If it was left up to you, the league would be broke. It is what it is. But let me know your thoughts on this. I just wanted to put that out there because now you get to see who's making what and why they got their backs against the wall. Players' last stand. Because they have nothing else to stand on. They have nothing. They're on a cliff. Below is water and a bunch of rocks. But let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.